Caitlyn as well as Karma are the three bans that come out from OMG, whereas we see Swain, Galio, and Rakan being banned out by Rogue Warriors. Sion left up and available.
So these are really interesting draft phase. Both teams are going after respect picks. They're basically taking away the most played champion from like each of the positions right there. It's not a coherent ban phase against a single composition. It's taking away what individual player is strong at.
And Icon locks in Rise as his mid lane champion of choice for this matchup. Could be flexed to Seong in the top lane. Rogue Warriors settle for their support right off the bat. Alistar gets locked in.
Oh, and we know this is Rogue Warriors setting up for a very strong 3v3 in the bottom lane. We've said Flawless is good on Lee Sin. He should be even more scarier on Olaf in 8.4.
Let's see what he does go for the lock-in here, because we mentioned when Sion was starting to become a popular pick, it could be a Mouse champion at the top side of the map. It's even a Doinby champion in the mid lane, and neither team has really prioritized that pick just yet. Olaf was the jungler of choice for Rogue Warriors.
That's a rather interesting thing. So we haven't really seen Icon go for the Sion yet. He's still trying to play out his style of the game, which is more of these damage carry threats for his team. And I can understand that. They don't have very good contribution out of Chelly, so they need to stabilize their damage by forcing Icon onto something that does bring the deeps later.
Well, World 6 will be locking in Sejuani paired up with the Braum combo in the bottom lane for 5. These two champions are often picked together and two very strong tanky frontline members of the team.
This is OMG stepping up to the challenge. They want to challenge the 3v3 in the bot lane. They don't want to be a cakewalk for Rogue Warriors.
And there it is. Sion gets locked in for Rogue Warriors. Could still be a top lane or a mid lane pick. We'll have to see where Rogue Warriors decides to flex the champion towards.
Well, what OMG could possibly do is still go for a more supportive pick in the mid lane and flex the Rise towards the top lane. But, you know, in terms of their draft phase, this is not what they've done, and the Sion mid lane is just so powerful. It's warping around 8.4 completely. If you look at LCK drafts, there's two champions they do not let through, and that is Rise and Saya. But over here in LPL, we're a bit more willing to experiment.
Well, a couple of the top teams like EDG have defaulted to just banning out the champion. The one time EDG decided not to was when RNG pick it up and throw it into the mid lane and dominate them in match 3. But for the bans for Rogue Warriors, splitting their bans between top lane as well as AD Carry, Ezreal and Na are their final two bans in the draft phase.
This is so brutal. There are a lot of things that can just kind of stop your CC jumps away. Alistar can stop you mid-air, and Olaf and Varus, both of those picks will punish you very hard in lane. So basically, Chelly is just looking for a late game out right here.
Tristana is incredibly strong in the current meta, but Varus is still known as the champion that has one of the highest lane priorities at the moment. So we'll have to see how Chelly's able to escape the laning phase. Is backed up by Braum. Very passive support and can go aggressive at times. OMG still looking for a top lane pick. Now what kind of signal if Rogue Warriors decide to flex this Sion pick or not? Gangplank gets locked in, forcing on the top lane. Who is playing the Sion here?
Ooh, this is a difficult call. I would say the mid lane, mainly. The Vladimir does have a harder time in terms of the pure matchup against the Rise. So I do expect the Sion in the mid lane, and that will also augment their style of going for the bot lane ganks. This is what they want to do. They want to kill bot lane over and over again. This is what you pick the Olaf for.
They can still swap it around. There's still some time. We'd have to assume it's going to be a Vladimir in the top lane with Sion in the mid lane for Doinby. And this is because of Doinby's champion pool. We know that he can play the likes of Galio, goes towards the Karma as well as Lulu as well. Very supportive, trying to make sure he can be the facilitator for his team. As soon as Sion became incredibly popular in the top lane and started flexing to the mid lane, he was the first mid laner we looked towards and said, this is probably going to be the man that picks up Sion mid lane more often than not.
Definitely. It's his style of play, and this is what 8.4 has been about. If you need your damage from your mid lane, then I would consider it nerf for your team. But if you're willing to play supportive champions like Galio, Karma, and Sion, then it's a huge boon.
Which is really curious, because 8.4 we said, you know, it boosts the synergy between a jungler as well as a mid laner, allowing them to be a bit more aggressive. But at the same time, it boosts playstyles like Rogue Warriors, who want to sit back and relax and pick more of utility-based mid lane champions as well.
Yeah, and if you look at this draft, this is why Rogue Warriors is so dangerous, because SMLZ, he can go towards his hyper carries in the Jinx, Tristana, Caitlyn, and Kog'Maw, but he can also play to punish your lane. That has been the big difference this split from SMLZ compared to his previous splits. In the previous splits, he didn't really have the jungler to do it, but now he does.
Putting Mouse on a carry champion as well, we know that he can play both tanks and carries, but historically he was known as the tank main, the man that you can rely to be a rock on the top side of the map. So he's going to be the one that's going to be trying to dish out more damage in this match.
And teams have really shied away from their previous strategy of trying to punish Mouse. That was the draft before people realized that, hey, wait a minute, Flawless and SMLZ will both kill you in the late game regardless of how Mouse does. And in this matchup, it's much better in 8.4. Gangplank has been significantly nerfed. Does not have to stay in mana sustain.
But it's still
against 2.
Yeah, double rotate coming out from both Doinby as well as Flawless. They were able to knock Icon out of the lane. Flawless shows 5, takes a bit of damage. Still waiting for their bottom lane to push in the wave first, but they are going for a full-on tower dive. Exhaust is down onto Kulua. He's tanking up the turret. Still has flash available. Doesn't need to use it. He gets first blood as well.
That was perfect tanking and a perfect execution right there. OMG, Icon was the one that came up with the minion dematerializer push into the early roams, but he's getting it handed to him.
However,
when we do see these wards, the things you have to think about is if the enemy support has unsealed spellbook, because that would typically be how the play would be executed.
But Xiao's in trouble. Flawless makes a return gang towards the top side of the map. Chains the axes. No flash available for Xiao. Blood Rush comes through. Flashes forward. Flawless picks up an easy kill at the top lane.
Oh, and this is looking a bit too easy.
Oh, here comes the train. Can he drive it in the right direction?
His heal, so he definitely knows he can push it his advantage very far here. And look at that coordination with Flawless. He's coming back again.
He was spotted out by a control ward, but has he gotten here in time? Yes, he has. Killua jumps in, instantly locks down Chelly. Takes a bit of damage from the turret, but he's more than okay to pick up that kill. Flawless now going to see if he can try and chase down 5. Has Ragnarok available, pops it, gets exhausted. Doesn't matter, World 6 is there to back up his support. But again,
Rogue lane is being zoned out and sitting in the bot lane without any summoners. Look at where Flawless is. Unless World 6 can come up and assist with this wave, there's no way they're going to be able to CS.
Hextech Flash. Where's Killua going? Flash is over, just says, hello guys. I'm an Alistar. Please be afraid of me.
I love how that only has a 20-second cooldown. He can do that over and over again. Look at where World 6 is. He still doesn't see this.
Rogue Warriors are going for another dive on the bottom side of the map. That turret's already incredibly low. Flaw's going to miss the first axe. Doesn't matter because 5's going to get crowd controlled underneath the turret there. Teleport's going to come out from Mouse as well. Xiang's is almost back off of cooldown, but it's too little too late. They don't even need Sion. They don't even need Vladimir. You know what? The 3 members of Rogue Warriors, they'll do it.
SMLZ Smile. That's one of the axioms that hold LPL together. Uzi should not win a title, and SMLZ should not smile.
Oh, no.
If that goes away, I don't know what happens in the world.
Yeah, poor Hawkeye is going to be bald forever then by that analogy. But there's a gank coming out from OMG in the bottom lane. Rollwalk comes through. Doinby's trying to charge down as well. Ultimate comes out from Xiang. Will lock them down underneath the turret. Doinby's all the way in the flanks, but Killua is the main target at the moment, taking a lot of damage on Alistar. Icon flashes forward. Does he have the remaining damage to his dealer? Trying to chase him down. Killua still alive. Chelly gets that last tick of damage as a flash forward comes out from Doinby. Flawless is charging in as well. What does he flash over that wall? No, he does not. 5 is still happy and safe. OMG make a proactive play in the bottom lane. They pick up 2 kills.
Yeah, that's a great pressure relief for their bot lane right there. And most importantly, Tristana is able to pick up a kill and an assist to kind of equalize the CS that she's been bleeding out in the bot lane so far. However, OMG, they're not really able to push the game pacing forward. It's just going to allow them to stall.
And in fact, Flawless has been able to catch out World 6 out of his own jungle. That's a flash forward as well as the Ragnarok. It's Bromacia time! World 6 gets solo killed by Flawless!
Really a lot of aggression coming out from Flawless, chopping down the enemy jungler right there.
Has definitely been Flawless. 100% kill participation at the moment. He has 5 of those kills as well. He looks unstoppable right now. Exhaustive if he used onto this Olaf. Killua gets a nice double pulverize there. Doimi's going to try and charge into the back lines. First kill picked up by OMG, but oh no, World 6, you can't miss ultimates like that because now Chelly is in trouble. Desperately trying to run away from this onslaught of Rogue Warriors members. Mouse gets a kill for himself.
Rogue Warriors does not see towers on the map right now. They can just walk simply behind it. Their front line is so tanking at this point. Flawless already has his Cinderall complete and also the sign with his first item.
6,000 gold lead for Flawless. Righteous Glory picks up next. Doinby, he has a flank here. OMG did not know that that train conductor was right behind them. World 6 is trying to run away from this team fight. Fire's been separated from his team as well. Damage is enough. Flawless gets that kill, maintaining. Oh no, he just dropped one. Doesn't quite have 100% kill participation there, but still grouping up to try and defend that. Doinby is still in the bottom lane. Killua Hex Flash over the wall, knocks up 2, locking them down. SMLZ throws out his own ultimate as well. Big emo play coming out from Mouse, taking down 2 already. Flawless still wants some more of this action. Doinby's teleported towards the top side of the map. Chelly, Icon, and Sion, the 3 carries of the team, desperately trying to deter Rogue Warriors, but they're just too tanky. They deal no damage.
I love that. That was so nasty. He just Hex Flashed over the wall. You can't even predict that with your summoner timings, and they able to unload all of their CC instantly in the team fight.
You need vision to stop that flank coming out from Kahlua, but it doesn't matter. Rogue Warriors break the base, taking down 2 turrets and an inhibitor. Still 1 minute of Baron buff to work with.
OMG, they don't have enough damage to really stop any of the threats coming out from Rogue Warriors. They're able to walk right underneath their turret. Like, it doesn't even matter. Like, if you look at Doinby right now, he can tank up so well, even has the Gargoyle Stoneplate. He's there to deal with towers.
Kahlua getting a little caught out here, but Icon and 5 don't press the issue to try and catch out their support. My goodness, Inhibitor's already taken down Clement. It's a 12,000 gold lead for Rogue Warriors. At what point does OMG start waving the white flag and say, you know, we need to prep for game 2? Because this is not looking good. And moving into game 1, we already said it was not looking good.
Ooh, let's watch this first, though. Kahlua does Hex Flash over the wall, get 2 of their frontliners, and at this point, Rogue Warriors have enough damage to just go right through the front line. They disregard the tower and even go for more.
Now 15,000 gold ahead, moving to the final inhibitor turret. Kahlua's just hex splashing for fun right now, just jumping deeper into the base. Ultimate comes out from Gangplank trying to stop them. They have locked down Doinby. Decent damage under the side. Mouse is flashing. Chelly flashed away quite nicely, but SMLZ, he's been able to kill the turret. 5's going to go down. Emoplake does a lot of damage. A 2-for-2 trade at the moment as Icon's getting flashed on by SMLZ. Knockback comes out from Chelly. Big smack comes on that Chelly as well, knocking him down below half health. But Rogue Warriors going to take all the inhibitors down.
And here comes Flawless. He's still looking for more.
Oh no, the Madman's just charging the 3 people, dies immediately for it, but has it bought enough time for Rogue Warriors? They're trying to take down Nexus turrets here.
No resistance.
Minion Dematerialize is just going to take away a couple of the banner commands. These turrets are already so low, and SMLZ gets free access to him. No response coming out from OMG. They lock down Flawless. Good damage on SMLZ. He's very low. Forced to use the QSS nice and early, but it doesn't matter. The front line for Rogue Warriors will do the job for him. Charging into the backlines, denying OMG access to their turrets. Nexus is going to be bare in a second. Mouse is still threatening the backline as well. Rogue Warriors are on top of the Nexus, and game 1 will go to Rogue Warriors.
That was such a clean game from Rogue Warriors, executing their ban pick draft expertly. They knew they wanted to focus on that bot lane, and that Olaf was the best Olaf we've seen so far in 8.4. Able to snowball the advantage so hard, ganked both the bot lane and the top lane very, very well. And this is the scary thing about Rogue Warriors. They have win conditions at the beginning of the game, and they also have win conditions at the end of the game with SMLZ.
A group of misfits with 1 rookie. We didn't expect too much from them. We said, you know, they're a group of big names. They have to make it or break, or they will